In this video, I shall be discussing a rather personal issue, and if anyone here does not wish to listen because I may be providing too much information, I shall allow you several moments to stop listening. But yes, I will admit I do not like to use public restrooms if I can avoid doing so. Yes, I mean, I hope that does not sound too weird or unusual. I hope I don't sound like a weirdo or a freak by saying it, but most public restrooms are designed for brutal efficiency rather than the comfort or privacy of the user. Public restrooms very rarely ever offer sufficient comfort or privacy for my liking, and quite to be pretty frank, not all of them are very clean or hygienic. Yes, some places take their cleanliness and hygiene very seriously, but others do not. I'll admit I typically do not have an issue with using urinals, but even so, I still try to avoid using public restrooms if I can, and I really try to make an effort to avoid emptying my bowels in any location that is not my house, simply because, again, the majority of public restrooms do not offer sufficient comfort. Like, they have these pathetically flimsy barriers dividing the stalls and the restrooms, and I just cannot stand it. I mean, how cheap can some places be that they cannot have proper walls to delineate the stalls in their public restrooms, you know? I mean, of course, some people will simply respond by saying, everyone has to do it. Everyone needs to excrete. Why such a big deal? But no, I don't care. It is a big deal. I mean, the fact that everyone does it does not mean that I must somehow be comfortable with it. No two people are alike. I imagine I'm not the only person here who feels this way. I mean, perhaps some people have no difficulty or do not feel any sense of discomfort with using public restrooms, but I do, unfortunately. That's just how I am. I hope that does not mean that I'm weak or pathetic, or hope it doesn't mean I'm a weirdo or a freak in any way, shape, or form, but that's just how I am, and I make no apologies for that, and I have no trouble openly admitting that because, again, I have to imagine there are other people here who feel the same way on this matter as do I. Some people who share my opinion, my sense of discomfort with needing to use public restrooms. At least that's how I feel about it. So, thankfully, some places do have single-person restrooms. That's great. I have no problem with that at all. And actually, the office in which I work has a single-person restroom on one of its floors, but some of the floors in the office where I work are currently being renovated, and by a pure, unfortunate coincidence, the single-person restroom in the office at which I work is within one of the areas that is being renovated. What miserable luck. It just figures that would have to happen. So I do hope that renovation is finished soon, so I may use that single-person restroom again, but Yes, so that is simply how I feel on this matter, and I would be very interested to hear what everyone else has to say. Do you also feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? Also, please, I would be very interested to hear your thoughts on this matter. If, of course, you are comfortable sharing them. If you are not comfortable discussing this matter, please do not feel obligated to do so. So thank you very much, everyone.